was very influential on the black-on-black car. I mean, that was something that he just really, you know, put a lot of work into. I remember him sort of pointing out the car in the street, and then he kept on saying, oh, I'm going to do this and we're going to do that, but don't come and see it yet, don't come and see it yet. And then I remember going to, he drove up in it with that big throttling rumble engine and you know, I saw it, I think he had the blower, he cut the hole in the engine, the blower, but it wasn't yet spinning. And he showed us that, and I remember thinking, oh, wow, that's fantastic.
I always loved the story about Byron, that the black car was Byron's fantasy of what he wanted to have when he was 15 to drive around in, and that's what he modelled that car on.
And I particularly remember the night we shot it, because we shot at Melbourne University car park, and it had those lovely arches down in this basement. And I remember when you turned on the motor and it just echoed throughout that concrete and whatever. It's a fantastic sound.
Kick it in the guts, Barry. Shut the gate on this one, Max. It's the duck's guts.
Yeah, she's the last of the V8. She sucks nitro.
And of course, the sound was fantastic with the blower work and all that stuff. Of course, as you probably know, I didn't have one, but the casing was sitting there, looking good. But and on film, it looked great, didn't it? Those Falcons of that era had some very good muscular appeal to them, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it looked pretty fast just standing still. It looked mean, wasn't it? This dirty black thing.
It was the hero car, the picture car, and most productions, these days in particular, they have 2 or 3 of them. There was only one, and it had to do double duty as, getting, people to and from.
It served other purposes. It had to take Byron down to pick up the milk for the afternoon tea, and it had to bring actors out to location and things like that when it was called as well, and so you treated it with respect, but it also did a job.
The black-on-black car was parked in the street at the curb, and 2 little old ladies, classic little old ladies, were walking past the car, and I caught them stroking the rear spoiler and admiring the lines of the car. And little things like that gave us a little bit of kind of, courage that, God, if this car could appeal to 2 little old ladies in suburban Kew, we might be onto something.